These are 8 things not to say when buying a home, and you absolutely want to avoid them if the seller or the listing agent are present. My name is Aguinaga. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you've gotten any value from this video. Number 1, this is my dream house. Now, you might walk in and you might fall in love with the house, but you don't want to let them know that. You want to make sure that you tell your broker in private so that they're aware of how you feel about the property. But this might give more leverage to the selling agent or to the seller. They might want to try and take advantage of your emotions and how you feel about the house to leverage a higher sale price in their favor. Number 2, that couch is awful, it's horrendous, etc. You don't want to insult the seller. You don't want the listing agent to have negative feedback to say about you or about what your comments were on the home. Don't forget that everybody really loves their home, and however they decorate it was to their taste. And that might not align at all with how you feel and what you like, but you want to make sure you walk out leaving a good impression on who you are and what your thoughts are. Number 3, I can afford to spend $1 million on this house. Now, you might be at a listing that's only worth $800,000, and the seller or listing broker might get the impression that you have an extra $200,000 worth of play. So they might not be very willing to negotiate with you because they just say, oh, he can afford it, it's no problem at all. You might actually be thinking, well, I got to spend $200,000 on renovating this place, so it might actually be much tighter to the budget than what you actually expect. So in this situation, it's a bit like poker. You want to keep your cards close so that only you and your buyer's broker can discuss these details. Number 4, we want to be very careful with what we project and the emotions of people we might be touching. So again, while you're doing a visit, make sure to not discuss negatively any points of the property and really just keep that to yourself. When you're outside after, when you're in the car, that's when you can really break down all the things. You can discuss maybe the number of bedrooms or certain aspects that don't work for you, but don't cause anybody to feel ashamed of their home or any feeling like that. Number 5, asking the seller why they're selling, putting them on the spot. Now, a lot of the times when we do this, you're immediately going to get a reaction of aggression almost. You're putting somebody on the spot, their backs are going to be against the wall, and now they're going to feel like they're playing defense. We're trying to build rapport during the visit. It's something that you can sometimes ask candidly to a listing agent possibly, but asking the seller directly will usually lead to a defensive response and not leave them with the best impression of you. So you want to be careful with this question. Number 6, what's it really like to live here? Now, obviously we can assume that people are always going to say the best things possible about it, but you want to make sure that you ask this candidly. My preferred question is, what's your favorite part about this neighborhood? And you can go out and ask the neighbors, you can kind of get different opinions on it, and obviously don't push too much because you want to be that friendly person who's just curious and asking, but feel free to ask it in that way. That way people can always bring to light the best aspects of how they actually feel about the home, and they will typically in passing also mention some of the cons if they wanted to as well. Number 7, you're not going to get the listing price. When you come in with that attitude, again, you're causing friction. During the visit, we don't need to cause any friction. We're there to observe, we're there to get the best information about the property, understand what we're really looking at, and then you can let your buyer's broker have the appropriate conversation with the listing broker. You can discuss pricing strategies after. But again, we're looking to not be super confrontational during the visit because we want to leave a good impression that will hopefully help us in our future negotiation. And finally, number 8, I'm going to give you a Lobo offer. Are you going to accept it? Again, you're insulting the person. They've listed at a price for a reason. It might be the wrong reason, but it's a reason that they decided to anchor with. Telling them that you're about to try and chop their price down and come in with an aggressive offer is never going to lead to a successful sale. Now, it might work sometimes. You might actually offer a price that is a lowball offer, but putting them on the spot and trying to have that conversation and being confrontational with them, as you've noticed in this video, isn't going to result in a positive sale. You want to keep those conversations to after and have your broker do this work for you. You've hired somebody to represent you, let them do their job and really step up and have the appropriate conversations with the appropriate tonality, because the worst thing that could happen is you start to get emotional about it because you feel that you're right, they get emotional about it on their side, and all of a sudden we have a mini fight for no reason during a visit. So these are the top 8 things not to say when visiting a house. Let me know what your top thing is.